Now, trigger warning, if you don't like guns, this video is not for you. But if you're thinking about making a move to Texas and you want to know what the gun laws are before you move here, well, we got the whole crew out here today. And don't worry, no supervision needed, because you got the Army vet, you got the Navy vet, another Navy vet, and the Marine vet. So this team is well equipped to do this, but at the same time, not only will we tell you about all the gun laws happening here in Texas, but we're gonna do a little competition and find out who's the better shooter at this as well, right? You boys ready?
I like it.
All right, let's get after it. Now, disclaimer before we get started today, I am not a lawyer and this is not legal advice at all whatsoever. But as you probably are aware, Texas is the most gun-friendly state in the US. 36% of households own at least one firearm, and it makes the state of Texas the #1 consumer of firearms in the US as well. So there is a lot of guns here, but always safety first. And by the way, none of these are ours, okay? So we just found these in the bushes right over there. So the other aspect of this is that you wanna know what your rights are, but overall, you wanna make sure you stay within the lines, always do everything legal and safely as possible. All right, so let's talk about first who can own a gun here in Texas. And I'm just gonna read straight from online so that it's exact on here. But well, actually basically anybody that is age 18 or older can own a rifle or even buy a rifle. Now, if you wanna buy a handgun, you're gonna need to be 21 years and older. And of course, you can't have any felonies, you can't have any other restrictions, any court orders, judgments, or anything like that against you. So you wanna have a clean record. And when you go to the store, at least anywhere around that sells firearms, they are going to do a background check. Now, when it comes to background checks, there's actually 30 states that don't require one at all. Of course, Texas is going to be one of them, especially if you're doing private to private sales. So that's something that a lot of people bring up as far as in the news. You know, they call it the loophole, which is basically I could sell a gun to Travis, right? And as long as we document that and we're both 18 or older, there's nothing that is against the law, at least here in Texas. Now, if you buy from an FFL dealer, again, if you go to a department store, not a department store, but a sports academy store, something like that, or a gun store, they are gonna do a background check that is required by federal law. And so if you go to the gun shows, again, that is dependent upon state, whether or not they will do background checks there, because a lot of them are private dealers. And that's, again, where some people will come in and say that's the loophole where you can just buy guns. But of course, you know, anybody that buys guns at dealers or at shows or you know, they're usually law-abiding citizens. And that's something we want to stress here. Again, everyone here on the crew are veterans. Travis and myself are combat veterans. We've done deployments. We understand gun safety, the importance of maintaining safety as well. And so that's something you always have to keep in mind. But also, you know, you are able to protect yourself here in Texas. We'll talk about that here in just a minute. All right, now let's talk about open carry, because this is something that might freak you out whenever you're coming into Texas, is seeing people wearing guns on their hip, just kind of like the old-timey days back in the Western days or something. That is still legal here, and you don't have to have a permit to open carry or to conceal carry. Again, you just need to be over the age of 21 if it's a handgun, and you can have rifles on display in your car. I remember growing up in high school, of course, out in the country, just like this, where kids would be driving to school and have gun racks in their truck. And back in that day, it wasn't a problem for sure. I mean, I really don't see the gun racks around Dallas, but you go into the country, especially like where I'm from, you will still see people drive around and they'll have a shotgun or two on the back of their truck or on the back of the window. And you just don't, you know, it's a good old country town. I mean, nobody messes with you. You don't have to worry about that sort of thing. So if that makes you uncomfortable, again, I don't know if Texas is going to be for you. Now, again, if you're out and about in Dallas, it's not like you're going to see this all the time. This is going to be more reserved in the country towns, a little bit smaller towns. It's a little bit more common practice. But here in Dallas, again, probably not going to see it as often, but it's still legal. And you can also conceal. And of course, you never know who's concealed carrying because, well, it's concealed. And also, one fun fact is that a judge recently ruled that if you are 18, between the ages of 18 to 21, and you are concealed carrying or even open carrying, that you won't be prosecuted. So even though it's not technically law, they're saying they're not going to worry about it. But consult your lawyer for sure. And you know, the thing is that if you're unsure, then don't do it. If you know your rights, you know the law, then go for it. That's the most important thing. And of course, there are some places that you are not supposed to carry your gun, even if it's open or concealed, and that's gonna be like courthouses, schools, prisons, bars. You know, you're not really supposed to conceal carry if you're gonna go out on the town drinking that night. Not a good idea. And then of course, any small business that has signage up that says they prohibit firearms on the premise, you need to adhere to those laws as well. Now, Texas also is a stand your ground state and has the castle doctrine. So stand your ground means that you can defend yourself against any attacker or intruder. You don't have to flee. Now, the castle doctrine means that whenever you are in your house or even your truck or your car, that is considered you are in your castle. You have the right to defend yourself by deadly force if you're attacked or provoked in a way that threatens your life or your family's life. So again, consult your lawyer, consult the local laws, but as it stands, those are two laws that are in force right now in Texas. So don't mess with Texas or Texans, all right? Because you never know. All right, now whenever it comes to silencers or suppressors in the state of Texas, they are legal as well, but you do have to buy a stamp tax for each one, which is about $200. So for every silencer or suppressor that you buy, you have to purchase that. Again, running about $200 per silencer. By the way, that could take up to 6 to 12 months for you to get approved for that tax stamp. All right, now it's time for the competition portion of this video. We're gonna be starting with the 9mm. The rules are 10 rounds, and most rounds closest to the black dot or in the black dot, of course, wins. So I think Vince is gonna be up first, and let's see how this works out.
That's a good one right there. Oh, man, you're hitting the bottom of the ground, bro. What the hell? Where's your target? Bottom left. Okay. Hey, calm down, bro. There you go, perfect center almost.
Yeah, on the line.
Well, that's the one he's shooting at, the one you didn't hit at all, because there's no bullet hole. He still moved. It's about creating the sight condition. That might happen.
Point blank. There we go. Yeah. Cakewalk.
Pull. Pull. Ah.
Five. Yep. I don't think that was very good.
All right, so there we have it, competition. You learned some gun laws about Texas. And again, if you're thinking about making the move here to Dallas, make sure you reach out, give us a call. All of that information is in the description box below. And until next time, well, we hope to show you around town or even take you out to the range.